Yeah, yeah. Fresh out the cell with a plan and a boo. Anklet beeping, but my heart's beating for you. Let's go. Met her on a prison pen pal site. She said you cute even in that orange light. Now I'm home and I'm free, kinda on probation. She picked me up in a Prius, pure elation. Got a teardrop tat and a heart full of dreams. She brought cupcakes and some government cheese. I said, girl, you a snack, maybe even a feast. She said, you just hungry cause you live with the beast. Love after lockup, wild and free. Got no keys, but she got the key to me. From yard time to FaceTime, look at us glow. From prison phone calls to reality show. Love after lockup, we don't play. Tinder got nothing on JPay. I did my time, now I'm doing hers. Doing laundry and love, both in spurts.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Love After Lockup, Lockdown, where we are covering Season 2, Episode 36. As always, you can find us in our Facebook group and on Instagram at Love After Lockup, Lockdown. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Lisa.
And this week we're covering Season 2, Episode 36, Truth and Consequences. Lisa, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
We want to talk about the fact that we now have a merch store, and it is on a website called Teemill. That is TEEMILL. So it's obviously .com, and our name on there is the same as the podcast. It's Love After Lockup Locked Down Podcast. We have women's clothes, we have men's clothes, and we have a few mugs and a few bags. My logos are on there. I make all the logos. We have a motherfucking crack mom t-shirt, and we also have that on a bag, on a mug. We have a bunch of fun things on there. I would just go and check it out. When I was first making the website, I accidentally made some t-shirts like $116, but we fixed that. But to be fair, it is a UK website, and it was a little bit wonky.
But you figured it out.
I did figure it out. And also, I'm going to try to do a sticker store on Sticker Mule, and I don't know how that works. I do know that I can create a store on there, and I'm just going to put stickers on there. Because unfortunately, Teemill does have a sticker option, but you have to pay for a subscription in order to have stickers, which is weird because stickers are cheap to make.
Yeah.
I don't know why you need the pro version to sell a sticker. Whatever.
Working hard for you guys. This week we start with Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey tells John she loves him. She's just not in love with him.
Which is... Did she read that on a t-shirt? This is such an old ass quote. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. What is this? A 1980s movie? And then she goes on to repeatedly kiss Shane in front of John, which is so beyond messed up, but so unexpected or so expected from Lacey and the way that she is. Terrible. Guy just gets out of prison. You're promising to be with him, to give him a home to live in. You tell him that your child might be his, and then you bring your 21-year-old lover and kiss him in front of him, which is so messed up.
It was ridiculous. It was disgusting, and she's just using Shane. You know, otherwise she would have saved all that public display of affection for private. There was no reason it needed to be public, and it certainly didn't need to be public in front of John. Like, what? We're trying to drive home the point. By the way, I'm not in love with you. You know what I mean?
It was so beyond. And at one point, I do know that you could tell some of it was set up because she's walking towards John, trying to argue with him, and she's smiling a little bit or like smirking. So,
but you don't know if that's because she's just a fucking bitch or because like, you know what I mean?
It could be, or she's psychotic. We know this. And John says the funniest thing. He's like, Shane looks like a Backstreet Boy. I completely agree. I laughed. I completely agree.
She got so mad at him, though. Like, he was making fun of Shane's teeth. And she got mad and she starts hitting him and screaming at him.
Because of course she's hitting him.
Of course she is. And she calls him a dumb bitch.
I know she calls him a dumb bitch after he is like, he's like, look at this dude's teeth. All right. He could have come up with some. Well, I mean, I did like the Backstreet Boy thing, but then he's picking on his teeth. It's just such a mess. John says that he can tell Shane is just dragging on Lacey's coattails. Of course he is. He's doing the same thing you were gonna do, which is Lacey's gonna provide for you until you can provide for yourself. But we do know that John has a little bit more to his life than Shane does. Shane has nothing, but you did say that John has like a family with a business.
I'm not sure, but I just know he had a job when he came out of prison.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, John is a grown man and Shane is a young man who just got out of prison after being a kid who went in. But Lacey threatens to call John's probation officer, and then she takes his phone from him. And you shouldn't be taking people's phone. Like, that pisses everybody off. Even if you haven't done anything, it's like, what are you doing? This doesn't belong to you.
Exactly. She doesn't just threaten one time. She threatens multiple times to call his
Right.
probation officer, which is really messed up. I honestly believe she would have wanted him to go back to jail.
Oh, it wouldn't have bothered her.
Yeah, would get him out of the way. It would make life easier for him or for her.
And John says Shane is a pussy douchebag loser.
Well, Shane says also that John is a loser and he wants to beat him up, but he doesn't want to go back to prison. I feel like that's not. I don't know how tough Shane is because the last time he did something to someone, he was 17 years old, and for all we know, that could have been his first offense or the first time he ever got physical with someone. But I bet John's been around the freaking block, and I would be willing to bet that Shane was slightly scared of him.
I would be, if we're being honest. And that's the thing with Lacey. Like, she keeps putting herself in all of these compromising positions that have the potential to be very dangerous. And then on top of that, she goes to these men who just stepped out of prison and she's like smacking the shit out of them. She's calling them names. She's degrading them, to some people that would elicit a violent response. You can't just hope that their staff is going to be, is going to save you.
And that Lacey just walks around as if, and a lot of men are into Lacey's look or whatever, but she walks around as if she can just do whatever she wants and still get men to just fall all over her, smack them, call them names, and then still get her ring back. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, this is the life she lives. She has men that pay to see her, filters and all. But John yells, "Listen to your sugar mama," which is another insult to Shane. It's actually true. At this point, that is literally what she is to him.
I mean, as far as financially, yeah, he has nothing.
He has nothing.
He hasn't existed as an adult outside.
No. And John says, which makes complete and total sense, that she will cheat on Shane too and start abusing him, which what John doesn't know is she already has abused him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, someday she'll probably end up with me at the hotel. Absolutely valid statement. Probably true.
You can't argue with them. And her and Shane get in the car and they leave John there. Next up, Angela and Tony. And Tommy tells Angela that he always has her back. He is being that friend that we all know him to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Angela's excited that Tony is finally coming home. Is this what we call it? We call this home? And she wants to know the truth about the other girl. A girl, that's singular. What girls with an S, she should have said.
Multiple, yeah. But she only caught him with one, apparently. So he was able to cover his tracks with the other one. Tommy says he doesn't trust Tony and he'll always be there for Angela and he's always going to love her. And I believe him.
Mhm. And he does say that she should probably prepare to hear the worst in terms of whatever Tony's done behind Angela's back with girls. But do we think he's going to be honest? I highly doubt it.
I don't think so. I would love to sit with some psychiatrist or someone who could diagnose everybody on the show and be like, oh, they have narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder. Oh, they have this or that. Because it seems like most people have something going on, whether it be a substance abuse issue or a mental health issue. Very few are just coming across as super stable.
Yeah.
But she said she's ready to hug and touch Tony. Again, she's showing her priorities with Tony.
It's just, it doesn't make sense though. And we'll get to that part later. And then she asks Tommy to not tell Tony that he proposed because she
Right.
thinks that it'll make Tony mad, maybe fake mad. I don't
Yeah,
think he really
exactly.
would care.
He doesn't care. He might get mad because he knows that you expect him to get mad, but does he care that that happened? No. He knows he's got it on lock.
And Tommy's fully ready to grill Tony because he says he's up to something and he just wants to know what it is. We all know what he's up to, and so does Tommy, and so does everyone else in Angela's life, and even Angela knows.
Tommy's just trying to get proof, even if he got proof, Angela would ignore it.
Yeah. So they do show up at the courthouse, and what she says is she's finally she's excited because they're finally going to be together and have sex. Now, it's been debated whether the show made her seem like this was all she was concerned about was sex with Tony, and we do know that she did get in trouble with her in her personal life and her career for this show. I don't know how true that is. They're making her into this old lady who's just crazy about sex, who just wants this guy. And I was looking at Tony. Tony doesn't even appear that young to me.
No. The thing is that once they have sex, where is this relationship going to go? How is she going to feel about him? Is it going to be so amazing that she's hooked and will continue to do anything? Or,
They're making it seem like as if Angela can't possibly find someone else to have sex with, which I don't like about where we're going with this. Like, she's this desperate. I don't
well,
care
there's
for that.
Tommy, but
Exactly. No, but at least, I mean, there's at least Tommy, and she has clients that are men that probably have also hit on her or asked her out on dates or what have you because of her profession. I don't know. I just don't. I find it hard to believe that Angela has no other choices besides Tony and Tommy.
oh no, of course she does. But I mean, she definitely has those two going for her, even though she knows one's all green flags and the other's all red. Next up, Glorietta and Alex, and they're going to go on a double date with Cato and his wife, Dawn.
Yeah, so he is only 4 weeks out of prison at this point, so shit's happening real quick here. I
Right.
didn't realize it was only 4 weeks, and it's Valentine's Day, and we see Alex riding with Cato, and Alex is expressing that he is still in love with Juliana. We already know this.
Right. No big surprise here.
Yeah.
Cato says he's not good at keeping secrets, and Alex is like, oh, yeah, me too. I mean, but you've been keeping a huge secret the whole time.
I don't know if that is really the case here. I don't think that he would tell Glorietta because he has trouble keeping secrets. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, and exactly, he has been keeping a secret. So he says he needs to do what's best for himself, which is so messed up and so narcissistic, by the way. Speaking of,
But Cato and Alex bring the ladies flowers and chocolates, which is a nice touch. as the scene progresses, you kind of wonder why he bothered.
So Cato's wife is actually talking with Glorietta at the table, and she's Cato's wife says that she really hates keeping the secret about about Alex's ex, and she's sitting there having to talk to this poor lady, knowing that Alex is messing around
Right.
and with her, with her heart and her life, basically, because she's planning her damn wedding.
And Dawn asks Cato where they've been, and Alex says they were driving around shooting guns, and Cato was like, no. He said he was trying to find out if he was in love, and that made Alex mad. He was not happy about that.
Uh, well, it's basically not a bad thing for a friend to do, is just be like, look at you, because usually normally friends would just be like blowing smoke up your ass, like, oh yeah, that's, this guy's like, well, and I don't think it's that he has Glorietta's best interest in mind. I think because Alex is his friend, he's like, look at, like, you don't really want this girl, you're gonna marry her. Like, I think that's more where we're headed with this. They're sitting down and they're ordering their drinks, and one thing that stood out to me is, what is Alex's accent? Because he orders a vodka on the rocks.
I don't know.
Did you hear that? He's like, I'll have a vodka. I'm
No, I
like,
don't
what
think
is a
so.
vodka? Even my husband was like, what is that?
So then Cato asks them when they're thinking about getting married, and she's like, well, we have to decide on the food first, and starts talking about the wedding.
Mhm. Yeah, the food and the decorations, and then they bring the food to the table. The waiter or waitress brings the food to the table, and that's when Glorietta's like, "Oh, and the food." And after they bring the fish tacos out, you're gonna have fish tacos at your wedding. That made you think of your wedding food. I was like, what's going on?
It was so weird. Yeah. And Cato's like, you guys have more important things to worry about than the food that you're serving at your wedding. And she goes, no, we're in love. Okay.
Glorietta is, I don't know exactly if she's in love. Oh, I guess she probably is, but not in love the way that you need to be when you're going to marry someone. Let's just put it that way. And what she is most looking forward to is the fact that she just wants to be married. She wants to have this big giant wedding. It's something she's always dreamed of. And this is what's mainly on her mind, is this wedding, 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 wedding. And that Cato says something that makes perfect sense. He's like, well, what about a house first and just see if it's going to work before you get married, live together.
I mean, he was dropping heavy hints. He was not even short of just going, Alex doesn't want to marry you. I mean, he was laying it on so thick and doing everything he could without betraying his friend.
Exactly. He goes, oh, I don't want you to make a mistake. And Glorietta's sitting there like, what is going on here?
Huh?
Like, it's Valentine's Day. They're talking about their wedding. And here's Cato Kalin over here going, this is a mistake. Because whenever I hear the word Cato, all I can think of is OJ.
She says that she just keeps saying that Cato's wrong, and she says it feels like Cato is a drill sergeant.
She doesn't know why he's doing this. That's why she's saying this. She has no idea why he's doing this. She is lost. She's like, we're having a double date here. What is going on? So Alex is like, or Cato said, I'm going to go down and smoke. And then eventually Alex is like, I'm going to go down and smoke too. And that pisses Glorietta off. And she's like, yeah, go do what you do best.
He says they need to trust each other completely. He says this to her while he's lying to her. Like, he's just trying to pick a fight with her, it feels like. So he has a reason to leave.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I said that he's like gaslighting her. He's like,
Yes.
and then he's like on all this, oh, well, tell me what you love about me. Tell me why you love me. You can't even come up with anything. And then he says that he feels like she's superficial because like all she talks about is how sexy he is, his tattoos and his body. But he's coming up, he's just like digging. He's trying to find reasons for her to get pissed, for them to break up so that he can go be with Juliana.
Girl, he said, I'm starting to think Glorietta is shallow. Let me tell you something. If everybody else is a lake, she's a fucking puddle. Of course she is shallow.
He knew this. This woman, this is her lifestyle, is shallow. She's a Pisces.
I think it's okay to say, why do you love me? That's an okay question to ask somebody. And she refuses to answer it. Why wouldn't you just answer it?
She can't answer it. And I, it may just not be an easy thing for her to like answer, because she's similar to Lacey a little bit. This probably is why she loves Alex, because she thinks he's so attractive, but that may just be what does it for Glorietta. Glorietta falls in love with attractive men and then doesn't really worry about the rest, I guess.
Something. I wonder what's happened to her since her time on the show. I'd like to find that out.
She's been with someone from another show, from 90 Day Fiance. No, yeah, 90 Day Fiance,
Oh,
something like
really?
that. Yeah, it's old. The old story's old though. They're not dating anymore. I'm gonna have to send it to you. I'm pretty sure it's 90 Day Fiance. Um, but yeah, like they said that she had like a glow up and she lost weight and stuff, because of course the only glow up you can ever have is losing weight. But
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Next up, Lizzie and Daniel. And Daniel says he's going to propose because things aren't going very well between them. Now, this is a terrible idea. This is like getting married for the baby. You know what I mean?
Or like being married and already having a child and being like, we're not getting along, so maybe we'll just have another baby. Go better and get better. It's no different. You're right. Just like you're just putting a band-aid over something. But honest to God, I cannot wait till these two go away, because I have just had it with them. They are so beyond boring. It's driving me crazy. He says something weird. He's like, so I've loved Lizzie since my time in prison. What? What does that mean?
I think they had a really weird relationship while he was in prison, and maybe they sold a story to the network in order to get on the show that wasn't quite true. I don't know. Speculation.
It's just these two. It's something, I don't know. I don't think they fit on this show. It's weird. This ring, this is his way to show her what she means to him, the proposal, everything. If he professes his love to her and that he wants to marry her, this will prove this to her. No.
He said he needs to get his head out of his ass and get a job. And this is not a
That's true.
newsflash. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I don't think Daniel's dumb. Daniel's actually, seems pretty intelligent, pretty self-aware.
I like Daniel.
I do like him. I feel like Daniel with someone else would have been okay.
Yeah.
I don't care for Lizzie. She gives me Jonna vibes, and I in a different way but similar way. I don't know if you feel me on that. But he wants everything to be perfect, and she comes walking up the driveway, she's smoking her cig, and she comes in and he's like, pack your bags, deets later, but you gotta be blindfolded.
Right. And she says she doesn't like surprises. He's like, oh, yeah, I know. I am fully aware of that. However, we're going to do it anyway.
She's like, I have to be in control. We know, Lizzie.
Yeah. He said he's not used to taking people hostage.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I'm an ex-con, but
So he takes her to a hotel with a Paris-themed room.
she said something about Canada. Did they go to Canada to go here?
No, she wanted to go to Canada for some reason, and I can't remember what the reason was, but it was really weird reason.
Well, she did say that she goes, I hear that their milk comes in bags.
That's what it was, to see if their milk is in bags. Are we going to Canada to see if their milk is in bags?
Oh, weird. See, I
No,
have to pay
sorry.
attention to these two. Their milk is not in bags.
Well, now you know.
You can get bag and milk or milk in bags here too, if that's the case. So they're at the hotel. She's still blindfolded. He takes her in. She's like, I don't know where I am. No shit.
But she's super excited and she tells him she loves him when he shows her this room. It's a super cute effort on his part.
It is, and he's so excited about it. He's really, really excited, and he looks really okay. So for as much shit as we talk about people, he really does seem to be in love with her. I'm just gonna put that. You can see it in him.
He definitely cares about her, yeah.
Yeah. So, and when he does take off the blindfold and she sees the room and stuff, she's like, "Oh, is that the Eiffel Tower?" Because there's literally an Eiffel Tower in the middle of this freaking place. There's like a waterfall or something.
There's a Eiffel Tower shower and then a waterfall or a water fountain, and they have like a hot tub, I think. It's a cute
Mhm.
little room.
Yeah, it's like a destination hotel, it said on the outside, and then he did say that it's Lizzie's dream to go to Paris, which is cool because, like, this is very thoughtful of him. But again, like, how did he pay for this? Because mom had to have given him money, he doesn't have money.
Yeah, unless they are paying for it, if the show's paying for it, maybe.
I thought that too. We've heard that. We've heard that they do pay for things from our boy Deontay.
Deontay. Next up, Vince and Amber. And she is only 5 days out of prison at this point. I did not realize that we were still that close.
It is crazy because it feels like so much happened, and
Right?
this is like Scott and Lizzie shit.
That's what I
We're
was gonna say.
we're on episode 10 and she's been out for 3 hours. Like, what is happening? And meanwhile, at that point, Michael and Sarah were on like a year in
Right?
and had another baby. So Amber is on the phone with Puppy and she's in her mom or Puppy's mom standing on the porch, like literally just staring at Amber while she's talking to her. And she's just like, I cannot make this work. And your mom is on the porch and she is staring at me.
Yeah. Well, and Amber's worried about telling Kathy their plans to use Vince. Now, Amber's not going to phrase it to use him or to con him, but as we're going to see, that's exactly what it is. You can't say our plan was to use him for his money, but we weren't going to use him. We weren't going to con him.
Yeah, and her mom was in on this too. So this is the first time we heard that literally she was going to use Vince to support her mom too when she gets out. So they were
Right.
looking to have this be like a whole foursome thing here, like where Vince was just going to take care of all of them. So all right, so Puppy was going to be the daughter, Amber's going to be the wife, and then where does mom come in here? Like I don't know, but I don't think Vince knew anything about the plan with Amber's mom at all because it was never mentioned.
Amber says that she's supposed to marry Vince and then she would have access to his military benefits and she would use that to take care of her mom and Puppy until they got out.
Yeah. And this is she's being honest and telling all this truth to Puppy's mom because she has come over and now she is just spitting all the truth. And Kathy is like, well, if you're not going to, and Kathy says, if you're not careful, you're going to wind up back in there.
Right. And she's absolutely right. And she repeats that they weren't trying to con Vince. But what do you call this? I don't.
It absolutely is a con, but now I'm starting to think, was this at all Vince's idea? Like at all? Or did Amber come up with this and tell Vince, hey, I've been doing a little bit of reading because you're in the military, blah, blah, blah. We don't know.
I thought that they said that him adopting Puppy was his idea.
I don't know, but I don't remember. Did Vince say that or did Amber say that? Because now we know that Amber wasn't being truthful and now all the shit's coming out.
I
I
thought
don't
Vince said
remember.
that, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't remember. But
Yeah.
Kathy apparently thinks that Amber's gay and she's like, "Oh, you're just having trouble being with a man. So you called that one. I was wrong on that."
Yeah. I really do believe that she believes this, and that we know that puppy dates women, I believe, and that they're they love each other. Kathy believes that her daughter and Amber love each other and that they should be together. This is what I feel. She hasn't said it in so many words, but this is what I feel. We'll see coming up in the other episodes if I'm right. So she is saying also, like, you can't play with people's feelings. And so she is like, Kathy's on the straight and narrow. She is not with this. She does not like any of this.
Not at all. Yeah. Amber said that she promised her mom and puppy that she'd make an effort. And Kathy's like, where's that effort going to get you, though?
Yeah. Especially now that, like, she knows she cannot be with Vince in any way, shape, or form. Vince is not just gonna, like, have her around, support her and everything. That's not what he's looking for. He wants an actual relationship
Right.
with sex. You know, we do find out that she got a travel pass, and her and Vince are gonna head to Indiana for her family reunion with this guy that she doesn't care for, doesn't like, and doesn't wanna be in a relationship with.
Right. Well, Kathy tells her to love him or lose him. And Amber says that her family is going to be disappointed in her because they don't like when to see her doing things that she has no business doing.
Mhm. And Kathy claims that this is actually the first time she is hearing about any of this plan, and they are going to wind up in trouble.
And she seems very upset by it. And I believe that. Next, we're back to Glorietta and Alex. And Cato tells his wife, Dawn, that anyone can see that Alex is not in love with Glorietta. And he's worried about Alex's happiness. And Dawn says what Alex is doing is wrong.
Yeah, well, everyone can see it but Glorietta because she thinks that he's in love with her, which is sad. Cato's wife says to him, "You're not going to spill the beans, are you?" Because she thinks that he is, but he should.
Yeah, but he's not going to betray his friend. I mean, he did everything he could to try to get it through to Glorietta. And she's just like, everything's fine. We're so in love. And
Yeah.
Glorietta's sitting at the table alone at this point in time. And she says that he should not have walked away. And she goes, Alex is a lot to handle sometimes. Like, you are not. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, these two are a terrible match. She's just like, well, they just all left me. I'm just sitting up here at the table alone on Valentine's Day.
Right? And then she goes outside and confronts him, and she just keeps talking over him. She's not talking to him, she's talking at him.
Hmm. He says again, "You can't even tell me a straight answer about why you love me." We Now she doesn't know why he's doing this. It could seem legitimate to her, but we know that he's just gaslighting her because he wants her to say, "I don't actually love you."
I mean, like I said before, I think it's a fair question, but that was not the time or place to be having that discussion.
And all of a sudden, out of the blue, because when he first got out, everything was great. They loved each other. They were in a hotel and this and that and planning their wedding. He buys her a ring, even. And now all of a sudden, he sees Juliana and now he wants to know if Florietta really loves him. Come on now.
Yeah, we know what's going on. But Glorietta says that this is just a normal argument like any couple would have. And you feel bad because you're like, no, 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 no,
No,
no.
that's a pretty serious question. I don't think it's a normal argument for you to be like, "Do you love me?" I don't believe you actually love me. That is not a normal argument that couples have.
If you think your significant other does not love you, then there are bigger problems.
Very big problems. And Alex just wants to bounce, and he says, I may not even go home tonight."
Right. He says he has someone in his life who really loves him, and so he's just not upset. We know where he's going. Come on.
Yeah, but we didn't see that Juliana showed in any way that she was still in love with him. She even was like, "Look at you have a girl, like you have a girlfriend, you're engaged."
Right. So Cato finds them and they leave. And Glorietta gets pissed off and she says that he was immature for leaving and he can shove those flowers and candy right up his ass.
Yep.
Next, we're back to Lizzie and Daniel, and Lizzie says this is the most romantic thing that Daniel has ever done for her.
Compared to what?
Yeah, I mean, he's been out for like 5 minutes. What do you want him to do?
I guess maybe he wrote her a lot of letters in jail, and I could see his letters being very involved and probably very romantic and lovey-dovey.
Probably.
And what was it, 16 pages he wrote her? So, yeah. And she's like, well, Daniel pulled a fast one on me. Okay. It's a weird way to put this.
It's so weird. Like, he says he's really trying. Like, you can tell that he is panicked. You know what I mean? And he asks her if she thinks things are going to work out between them. And she's like, oh, I have no doubt. Based on what?
Yeah. And she does want to, at this point at least, be with him. She does. She said she wanted to have babies with him. She wants to marry him. We know
Right.
this.
And he nervously proposes to her. Next up, our good friend Cheryl and her beau Josh. And he's interviewing for a job and he tells the guy he robbed a bank because that's what you want to tell everybody in your interview.
Yeah, but at this, okay, in this scenario, I would be honest and I would be like, hey, dude, listen, I just, before you run my background check, I was a bank robber, because you're going to find out if they run you.
I
Right?
guess so. I guess this is a time when you have to share that.
Yeah, this would be the time to share this. So this one kind of makes sense, but it's weird to start out with that. But I guess in case the guy was like, all right, stop, let's just not even go forward with this interview. You're a bank robber. Have a nice day, sir.
That's fair. That's fair, because why waste your time if the guy is not going to be interested?
So it is a roofing company. He said the last time he had an interview was in prison and it was for a heavy equipment operator, and he got that job. So he's hoping he can get this one too.
Of course he will. When I was trying to think about this and remember if he got the job, I was thinking back to Caitlin and her little fella. What's his name?
Caitlin.
They had sex in the woods or right in the field. And she kept her little booties on.
They do remind me of them. Caitlin and what was his name?
I don't remember.
Matt.
Caitlin and there
Matt.
it is.
Yeah, they remind me very much of Caitlin and Matt, honestly. So the guy says, I don't have a problem hiring felons. He's like, I just want to know, what do you bring to the table? Why should I hire you?
Right. I need to know, like, that you're worth paying and that you're not going to lie to me or steal from me. And he tells us that when he was 18, he had 31 stolen vehicles.
He also said he thought he would be a millionaire by the time he was 23 by stealing these cars, and it was not lucrative.
Jumping back to Lizzie and Daniel, and Lizzie says yes to his proposal.
Mm-hmm. She's crying, he's shaking, and she says yes. And I was pretty sure she was going to say yes. I wasn't 100% confident.
And she loves her little ring, which is super sweet.
When he was putting it on her, this is a total Lizzie thing. She's like, what if it doesn't fit? You don't even know what size ring I wear. And she's panicking about it. This is just Lizzie.
It was lucky though.
Yeah. She said the very gross statement, because this is what we love to do on this show. Get ready for some nonstop sexual intercourse.
I know.
I was like, fucking barf.
Super sexy way to phrase it.
Yeah.
He says he's going to prove everyone who had something negative to say about them wrong. And then we wrap this scene up where Daniel's worried about telling his mom about the engagement, and I think he very much should be.
Yeah.
Next up, Angela and Tony, and Tommy tells her that he has 6,000 saved and they can run away and live in Jamaica together. Okay, how do you not do that?
600,000.
600?
600,000.
Oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
and she still stayed with. Now I sound like Angela. And she still stayed with Tony?
Yep. 600,000. Where this guy got this, I don't know. I have to look this up. I have to look up why he has money because, well, he's deceased now, but he's just a therapist like she is.
Maybe he had family money.
That, or maybe he had an accident or something. For some reason, he's got this money.
She says that she's ecstatic that he's getting out of the halfway house and she's excited to see his hot, sexy body.
Okay, let's talk about this for a minute. Tony walks out. This man does not have a sexy body in any way, shape, or form. Angela is like, oh, I can't wait to feel his muscles because he has beautiful muscles. He's got a beer belly. He had love handles. He had back fat and man boobs.
Yep.
Did he catfish her like she catfished him? Did he Photoshop? Photoshop, that's old. Did he filter his body to give himself muscles like she filtered her face?
I don't know, because even when he came out, she was still like, like she picks him up from the halfway house the first time, and she picked him up from the halfway house this time. Neither time did he have a hard, sexy body or a hot, sexy body, whatever you want to call it.
I'm confused. I don't what body is she seeing? Because that's no.
But you have to keep in mind, through all of this, everything that's happened, they still have not had sex yet.
Yeah. Apparently she's never seen him without clothes, I suppose. I don't know.
That's the only explanation.
But you can see it through the shirt. Any person could see it. That I was like, this dude is chubby as fuck. And I was watching this with Dave, my husband, and he's like, where's his ass? On top of all of this, he has no ass.
And then he starts kissing on her and tells her how lucky he is. And it's just like, it just reminds me of one of those like, wow, you're so sexy, I love you, whatever. Ugh.
Was this the first time we saw them kiss? Because I don't recall them kissing the last time they were face to face.
I think he kissed her, but I don't remember. I can't swear to that.
Ugh.
And he says he's so grateful that she took him back and he's going to show her the love and respect she deserves, appreciating her more. Are you?
So she's like, oh, I just want you to make good decisions for yourself and worry about yourself. And he's like, I'm gonna love you as much as I love myself. And I'm like, dude, what in the fuck was that statement?
It was so weird. Yeah. She's like, I need you to stay out of jail. I love you as much as I love myself. Number one, no, you don't. Number two, who says something like that? And Tommy's watching all of this so skeptically.
And as you said, when we were watching this live, he's so freaking sweaty at this point.
Yeah, he got into the Diddy oil. I don't know what the other explanation is. Like, he was so wet. It was so gross. And it wasn't like, it was like his whole body, the back of his head, his face, his, why are you
And
so
no
wet,
one
man?
else is sweaty. No one's sweating. Only Tommy.
Tony, let's get a shower, buddy. So he says he digs older women who are more mature than him. Okay. Which could be true.
Yeah, I guess it is true. Possibly. I mean, we've seen Amy from the hotel. I don't know.
We don't know that anything ever happened with Amy. That's just her getting riled up.
I guess. But I'm just gonna go with the fact that Tony is opportunistic and will just be with any woman, I think.
Maybe.
Some men are like that.
Angela introduces Tommy and Tony and says that Tony is her lover and he is finally home.
And they just keep kissing, and poor Tommy is standing there with his $600,000 and a ticket to Jamaica. And he's just like, I thought that Tony was going to be this rough and tough guy, but he just wasn't.
Yeah, he's not, though. I mean, he just looks, as I said, wet. He appears moist, if you will.
Just this little dumpy guy, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what's happening here? Tommy says that Tony has ulterior motives. Yes, he does. He definitely does.
Absolutely. Tommy asks him if he's ever killed anyone, and Tony's like, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about that right now. You're an
That's a
idiot."
big fat yes. It's a big fat yes. That is not how you respond if you haven't killed someone. I'd be like, no, I've never killed someone. He's just like, oh, I'm not going to talk about that right now. That's a yes.
Yeah, and Tommy starts questioning them, and I feel like this took some guts. You know, he's like, "How can you fall in love with somebody that you've never been around?" And Tony's like, "Oh, it's a deep soul connection." Come on,
Oh,
man.
no. I mean, people do fall in love that have never met face to face. That does happen, but that is
Yes,
not the case.
that's not what's happening here.
It's not what is happening here. They go out to eat, and of course, Tony wants a steak.
Of course. And Angela says Tommy being there is causing some awkwardness. Well, then why did you invite him?
It is awkward. This is weird. Why would you invite him? This is weird. So Angela says to Tony, "Does it feel good to be free?" And of course, I'm gonna say his answer is yes. And it, Tommy says to him, "I told her that you were crazy."
Tommy says, "Were you desperate?" And Tony says, "Yes and no." I was like, "What?" He says he was writing 8 to 10 women when he met her, and they would all, quote, "make donations."
Donations. Speaking of which,
Donations.
we keep getting we were getting a lot in the beginning, but now it's happening again at our Facebook group where people are posting basically the ads for people that are in prison looking for people to donate to them.
Yes.
Oh, look at my sister. She's this is it's like 17 paragraphs about why his sister is so wonderful and hot. She's in fucking prison, sir, and that's not your sister. And here's how you can contact her. Here's her phone number. Well, we may as well put her Cash App on there, her TikTok account, her social media. Come on. That's all these people are starting out. They start out looking for people to put money on their JPay. They don't start this looking for love. That's not the motive here. If they didn't know them before jail, this is not the case. I mean, there have been some people on the outside looking for people in prison for other reasons, but usually the people in prison are looking for people to donate money for them to them.
And Tommy asks him if he stopped communicating with all these other women. And Tony's like, "Of course I did." Yeah, did you
Sure.
though? Because you didn't stop communicating with women in general. Did you stop communicating with the women you were talking to in prison?
That's that could be all it is, but he's definitely at least talking to women. But I would say, why would he stop talking to the women that he was talking to when he was in prison? Because if they're willing to give him money while he's in prison, what would make them stop giving him money when he's outside?
Right. And Tony says, "Sometimes you just know when you've met your soulmate." Well, that may be true, but you don't know that because you're just using her.
Yeah, he's like, I want to trust you, but your history says you're running a hustle. He's like, I'm a licensed therapist and I can see these things. Well, let's not forget, Angela's a licensed therapist as well, and she is just missing all of this.
Right. He says he doesn't blame Tommy for being protective. Well, you better not.
No.
Tommy reminds Tony that he cheated after he got out last time. And Tony says, "Why do we have to talk about that?"
Okay. So, all right, last time is just a few weeks ago.
I thought it
Not
was
like
like 4 months between the time.
I don't know. it hasn't been a long enough time to make a statement like this. Regardless, you're acting like as if, oh, this is in the past. It was not that long ago, dude. You stepped outside of that prison. You're supposed to be with this woman and love her and live with her, have a life with her, and you're instantly cheating on her and running away.
Right. And Angela tells him that he's going to have to come clean about everything that he did.
He's not going to. There,
No.
I would be shocked if he does. I don't know what happens after this, but I would be shocked if he does.
And Tommy tells him he's going to have to prove himself, and he thinks that he's running a hustle. We know that, I mean, we agree, Tommy. And Angela tells Tony that he needs to be more honest with her. Again, I don't think it matters how much you tell Tony something like this. He's going to do whatever he wants to do.
She's not going to get that out of him. This is not what this is not the Tony she's going to get.
No, unfortunately not. And he said people question their relationship, but he tells them that they're in love and they're going to get married.
Do they get married? I won't, no one can answer this.
Yes.
Oh my Lord.
And he said he doesn't understand why anyone would think that he's just using her. You know, they always say that. Didn't Michael say that all the time? I don't know why anybody would think that I'm doing this thing that I'm very obviously doing.
I can't figure out why.
So weird.
Can't figure out why. Why would you think I murdered someone? Just because I won't answer your question with a yes or a no?
And then Tommy says when the time comes that he's done with Angela, he needs to be honest and not run off like he did this last time. He needs to tell Angela that he's actually done with her. And that's very sweet. And of course, Tony agrees to it, but he's not going to do that.
No.
We wrap up this week with Lacey, John, and Shane. And Lacey said she's so mad at John, and jail didn't change him at all.
Well, when does Lacey have to change?
She's
when is
perfect.
it
I
her
don't even
turn?
know what you're talking about.
She's so perfect.
It's great.
Every way.
Stop.
I'm so mad at John.
She says that she wishes she had hit John harder. That's a good thing to say. Why doesn't anybody on this show who hits somebody else ever get in trouble for it? Like, you can commit crimes on the show, apparently.
I guess so. Lacey says things have been so dramatic and crazy, and that the way that Shane handled himself made her so much more in love with him. The reason why things are so dramatic and crazy, Lacey, is because you are creating it.
I feel like Lacey's your Cheryl.
Oh, Lord.
So she said that the way that Shane reacted to John, that's the way a real man should react. And John looked like a dumbass. I would say that's very wrong. The only person who looked like a dumbass was you, and kind of Shane, honestly.
Yeah, I did not think that John looked like a dumbass at all. I felt like John had a good amount of restraints
I
for what
agree.
was going on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If somebody walked up and smacked me, like, that would be the end. There would, you know what I mean?
Clearly he doesn't want to go back to prison, but he also doesn't look like the right type of guy to be messing with.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem that way. I mean, this guy's a heroin addict and has been in prison for off and on for a very long time. He's lived a hardened life.
Yes, he is not the CEO that you're going to encounter.
No.
So Lacey says that Shane is the man she wants to spend the rest of her life with. And of course he says the same.
Mm-hmm. She hopes that he still wants to marry her. This scene, her little voice that she was using, it was so thick and and terrible. And she's like, and I just hope that you still want to marry me. And then she asks for her fucking ring back. I would have shoved it down her stupid throat.
Oh, Lacey. She says if John is Marlo's dad, he's always going to be in their lives.
Well, joke's on you, Shane.
And he says he doesn't think she'll change her mind because she has no reason to. Oh, okay.
Who
is your VIP this week?
I'm definitely going to go with Tommy. I mean, he's been our VIP before because he doesn't have to do any of this. And clearly, Angela is the woman that he loves. And he's still standing there watching her with his dumbass, kissing him and picking him up from
touching a moist man.
Oh, God. I mean, come on. I just this is way too good of a friend.
And your POS?
Well, I could have chose Alex, but I just really feel like it's got to be Lacey.
She is pretty awful. I chose Tommy as my VIP, and then Tony is my POS for looking so wet. Just gross. It's gross, man. So that's about it for this week's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, head over to Apple or Spotify to rate and review. If you'd like to continue the conversation, join our group on Facebook at Love After Lockup, Locked Down. Listen every Wednesday wherever you find your podcasts, and keep those notifications on to be the first to catch bonus episodes.
And in the meantime, don't fall in love.
And don't get locked up.
First date at Walmart, keeping it low. Told the clerk, don't judge me, I'm on parole. I brought roses, okay, 1 rose from a gas station. She said, oh babe, now that's validation. We be vibing in a halfway suite. Microwave dinners, romance elite. She my ride or die, she brought me a phone. Even snuck it in once, pre-release song. She hold me down like a key-o with charm. Except she don't mace me or twist my arm. We write vows in Sharpie on my court docs. Judge said no contact, but we beat the clocks. Love after lockup, cuffed and proud. Matching jumpsuits, now we rockin' the crowd. She said, don't mess up, I said, bet. Now we're TikTok stars with no regrets. So here's the love and second chance thrill. From a concrete bed to Netflix and chill. They said, don't catch feelings, but I caught a case of butterflies, girl, not just in one place. Ankle monitor beep. Oops, curfew gotta bounce.